Trick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and this is Tuesday the 13th of August 2019, and it's coming up to 1 p.m. Singapore time, and we'll take a quick look at the price action over the last day and for the week ahead. Let's start with the Euro, and yesterday it has been still consolidating in this range, and it did dip lower to retest this level at the 10 SMA before finding support and rebounding back up, and still constrained by the 50% Fibonacci level. And if we look at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that it's consolidating in a 50 pip range or so. So this may continue for a while until there's a breakout above this level at the 112.40 area, or below the 111.60 area. Right. Meanwhile, it's consolidating in that rectangle. Okay, let's take a look at the cable, pound US dollar, and it did find support for a while yesterday and made a low at 120.15 before recovering and bouncing back up to retest the resistance zone at the 162 Fib extension area and right next to the 121 level. So it's still finding support from the 120 area, and it seems that it's going to consolidate in this zone for the next couple of days. Watch out for the UK jobs report later this evening, so that will trigger some volatility as well. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. So it needs to find support above the 120.50 to 60 level so that it can try to climb back up towards the weekly R1 pivot level, and then continue towards the 55 period EMA. Right, so this is going to be a critical zone for the next couple of days for the cable. Let's take a look at the Aussie, and the Aussie could not recover yet and retrace lower, close to the weekly pivot, and just below that there's support from the 138 Fib extension level. And if we take a look at the 4-hour chart, it's narrowing into a very small consolidation zone. It's only about 40 pip range, so we'll see if this support zone holds at the 138 Fib. It has to break out above the 0.68 level so that it can continue its recovery. Otherwise, it may dip lower to try to find support and bounce from the weekly S1 level. Alright, so let's move on to dollar yen. Dollar yen yesterday dipped lower to try to retest or test the 105 level, just fell short by 5 pips, and then found some support with the 162 Fib extension level. Going to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that that's the key support area now, and it's trying to recover somewhat to climb back up towards the 105.80 at the 138 Fib extension level. So at the moment it's still within a 40 pip range, so it needs to break out higher to retest this previous support zone. Now we will mark it as a intermediate resistance zone now. So with the weakness in the dollar yen, that means spot gold is still climbing and it's still continuing its bullish movement, and finally close back up above this 138 fib extension level, above this resistance zone. We look at the 4-hour chart. It did dip lower earlier in the day yesterday to retest 1488 or 87 level, and very quickly bounce back up to back into the resistance zone, and again late Singapore time is already after 2 a.m. in Singapore, which is a US afternoon session, 2 p.m. The US traders took advantage and pushed gold to hit a high of 1519.87, close to 1520. So it is trying to push it up towards the weekly R1 1525 area, and eventually to the 200 fib extension level 1533. So bullish buyers is still in play. All right, so apart from the UK jobs report later this evening, there's also US CPI later tonight, US time 8:30 a.m., which will be 8:30 at night for Singapore. So we'll see the price action of these two news events. Okay, we'll continue on Thursday to follow up on the price action, and I'll see whether there's any possible trade ideas in the next day or so. Meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.